following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Guys at Manscaped. Dave, the Major League Baseball playoffs are getting rolling tomorrow. Now, okay, I don't want to say they're the playoffs. I want to call them the play-ins because the wild card is kind of a thing. And here's my reasoning why. When you back into the playoffs the way the Toronto Blue Jays did by losing 4 of the last 6 at home, 2 to the Yankees, and then 2 to Tampa Bay, that's backing into the playoffs. You didn't win a division. You were 3rd in your division, actually, when it all comes down to it. And then you decide to have a fucking Cool in the Gang celebration in your dressing room after losing 2 in a row and getting pretty much blown out yesterday to end the season off in front of your home crowd. To me, that is the biggest loser fucking situation you could ever do. It'd be like getting dumped at fucking at grad or at prom and going home and having a party. Like it to me, it's ridiculous that these teams celebrate so much, especially after getting into a wild card spot on the last day of the season and losing to get into the playoffs on the last day of the season. Is it the biggest nozzle move in sports today, or around there, or loser move? Not nozzle, loser move.
It's just such a loser move. What the fuck are you celebrating? Like, this is an accomplishment, yes, but you lost 4 of your final 6 games. You didn't clutch up. You haven't beaten anybody of consequence in the last fucking month. And you're going to jump around like you've never been there before. They were there last year.
Thank you.
Right?
Act like you've been there before.
Act like you've been, and they have been there before. And you know what happened? They fucking got swept. They lost 2 in a row
straight,
to Tampa.
and they were up 9-1 last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they lost 2 in a row to Seattle last year, who they could not beat. And then they're probably thinking, oh, we got Minnesota. They lost 18 in a row. Guess what, Toronto? I'm going to go to betus.com, and I'm taking Mini because I'm guessing that the streak ends tomorrow because of your fucking childish
Minnesota
antics.
hasn't won a fucking playoff game since Reagan was in office, for fuck's sakes.
2004.
Whatever, who was? Yeah, you know what I mean, though. Yeah.
Yeah, the last game they won was the Yankees, and I think that was I think I actually remember texting you. You wanted was it Girardi at that time? You wanted someone fired.
It would have been Torrey back then. Yeah.
Oh, but nonetheless, that's not the important part. This is not Danny Dimes just threw another fucking pick. What is wrong? He must be drunk.
Not yet.
Holy cow. He must have just clinched a wild card.
There you go.
But I don't get it. Like, yes, it's an accomplishment, and we don't know what Tampa did. We don't know what Texas did or Houston did. Maybe they had a bit of a party, but I can't imagine it was to the extent of those Blue Jay guys. Like
when the Orioles clinched a week and a half ago, when they clinched the playoff spot, they got down and they had a good time. But that was a week and a half ago, and that was an accomplishment by clinching at least a spot in the division, right? And that's a huge accomplishment. To back in like the Jays did and to celebrate maybe 2 more games. Because that's all they're guaranteed is maybe 2 more. And that's it. I don't think it's that big of an accomplishment personally, because if you think about it, they might only get 2 more games than the Oakland A's and the Kansas City Royals, who both lost over 100 games. That's it.
Yeah.
What did you do? Nothing.
And we talked about it a while ago. Like,
yes, you need to win those games to go to the next level. I get that, and next level's their hashtag actually, which is strange, but
you can't win games you're not in, right? And they're in there, and they have a
But you
chance,
know what? Win games so you don't have to be in these games.
Right. They're such a streaky team, I guess. The biggest compliment you can give them is that they won games they should win. Right? Anytime they had a game against someone with an equal or better record, they spit the bit, they shit the bed. Even though their pitching has been good. They lose these games 2-3. Or, you get to like the other day, they, what was it? It was 5-5 against Tampa. And then those, they gave up 5 in the 10th, in the top of the 10th. Like, just be a little bit clutch. They're not a clutch team. I pity so many of my friends who are Blue Jay fans because you're going to be disappointed. We just can't do it. Well, this team can't do it because they're not clutch. They're not clutch.
Like
Their
I
hitters
get a
are
kick out
not
of like
clutch.
we were at, when we got done doing whatever yesterday, went over to Browns, and one guy was talking to me about the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and I've already put all my Yankee shit away, like the hoodies and stuff that I wear throughout the season. It's away till next year, and it's good to go. But I was like, you might get 2 more games. What the fuck? Who cares? Like, I don't think anybody should celebrate anything unless you win a division, like outright win it. And then you shouldn't celebrate again till you win the ALCS.
You're allowed to celebrate, but like a
Not with
different
the fucking
celebration.
disco balls and champagne and
and
fucking the whole
having
thing.
ski goggles
Like
so no
every
one
time.
loses an eye. Yeah, no, I agree with that. You're right.
And if you wear if you wear goggles in a celebration, you're a pussy.
Get that shit in your eye.
You're a pussy.
You know, earn your party.
Yes.
I kind of agree with that, but I can also see why. Well, especially because the
Do you
party.
think Daryl
the party
Strawberry and fucking Keith Hernandez and fucking Dwight Gooden in 1986 were fucking looking for ski goggles? Not a chance.
they were looking for
fucking
something else.
getting
They weren't.
champagne blowing their eye and snorting cocaine off each other's asses. Those are men's men.
They knew how to get down. I don't know if you and I can handle a party like that, a victory
No,
party like
not a
those.
chance. Not a chance. I wouldn't even give it a shot. Like how those guys got down. But if you wear goggles during a fucking, it's got to be for sponsorships too. It has to be. But if you wear goggles, so you want champagne in your eyes, you're a pussy.
I agree. If you're gonna spray champagne, you gotta pay the price, right?
Like, do they give Hazel May fucking goggles yesterday?
I don't know. I just saw a little clip on it, and then I turned the channel. Like it just.
I couldn't believe how contrived that was. They lost, and they did some interviews, and they came in, and John Schneider said some stuff, and I was like, "You guys are idiots." It's a bad look.
Idiots. Terrible look. It's acts like you like. Business is not done. Like everybody
It hasn't even started.
Yeah, everybody had picked you to be like top 3. Like half the pundits picked you to win the division this year.
Last year, people were picking to win the World Series.
Yes, yeah. So it's unfinished business. Get the work gloves on, put the champagne down, grab a case of Schlitz, and then fucking shotgun that and say, okay, next one's after our first win.
Because I don't remember. Because I don't like post-game celebrations. I don't care if my team's not in it, whatever sport it might be. But you know who I bet you doesn't wear goggles? Bryce Harper. I like that guy more and more every fucking time I see him on the field.
I think he's still the king of all douches.
He's a douchebag, but I like him more and more every time I fucking see that guy play. He's a gamer.
Hughes is a little hot, and I don't like him for that because he can't control his emotions. But that fucking tirade he had against Angel Hernandez, I kind of almost wish that someone would have slipped him a gun, because
he would have shot Angel that night.
Angel Hernandez does not.
And that
deserve
game
to be
meant
on a
absolutely nothing on Thursday or Friday night, whatever it was.
Yeah, Angel Hernandez does not deserve to be on a baseball field. Like he goes out looking for trouble. And then when he makes a bad call, he doubles down and runs guys. What a piece of shit.
I couldn't believe
that guy.
Fuck Angel Hernandez. Fuck him. Fuck them all. Fuck him. And I'm not one to besmirch a fellow official, obviously, but he's a fucking idiot. That was such a bad check swing call, and I'll put it up on YouTube later on. I'll clip it into what we're talking about here. But that was such a bad call. I could not believe it. Like, I was kind of sort of watching it, and then I turned my head. I was like, all right, whatever. And then when he called it a strike, and then Harper runs down the line, throws his fucking helmet in the stands. He gets ran out of the fucking game, and on it went. And Hernandez just sitting there like this. Like, you wonder what the conversation after the game is with his partners. Going, what did you see there? Like, what did you see there that you would have called that a strike?
Also, fuck Angel. You're on third base. You can't fucking just do your job from third base. Like
no one on base, he had one job, to watch the check swing. That's it.
Yeah, on left-handed hitters. So like maybe 5-6 calls in the entire night,
if that,
and you get one of them, and then you fucking shit on it.
You kick the shit out of it.
And then Bryce Harper says, "What the fuck are you doing?" And you run him. Like he ran him immediately. What a
Oh,
hunk
it was
of
such a
shit.
bad call. I loved how Harper got just fucking revved up, threw his helmet into the fucking stands, and the kid got and he autographed it afterwards, the whole bit. I thought it was fantastic. You know what? I'd have Harper in my, like, any day of the week. That guy he's a fucking player, man. I don't like, he's an idiot with the hair and the shoes and the stuff and the things. But man, you could, like how hockey, there was guys who would pick up the trade deadline every year.
Yeah,
If
he's a
Harper was
player.
that
Yeah,
kind of guy, I
yeah,
would have him for like from fucking August till September, see doing the playoffs and see you later. And here we go. He's
yeah.
that kind of a guy.
He's a player. He is that good. But the problem is he knows it, right? And I can't imagine having to put up with that for 162 a year. Like, holy fuck. Could you imagine what a douche that guy is in the locker room? Probably
You
on his
can't touch his
phone
per
all the
plus
time.
guaranteed, eh? Like not a
Uh,
chance.
oh, he doesn't have per plus. He has like, well, I don't know what's better than Manscaped, but that's what he has. He probably has a stylist in there shaving his pubes when he gets out of the shower.
The the playoffs get going tomorrow. I like the wild card. I do like it, but it gives fans in baseball a bit of a sense of false hope for their team for next year. Because you look at a team like, let's just take the Yankees, for instance. They finished 82 and 80, 5 games out. And that doesn't sound that bad. 5 games out, it's like, oh, well, we're not that bad. Because you factor in a couple of games with, like, Aaron Judge was hurt. So let's say we'll get 3 more wins if Judge isn't hurt. Rizzo gets out, we get a win if Rizzo's in. If we do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, do you like the wild card because it keeps fans engaged a lot longer in their teams? Or is it like, fuck, you're not that good? Like, why are you in the playoffs?
I do like the wild card, yes, because of the races, right? We were involved. We were watching games because how many years back in the day would a team be walking away with it? Like the last 2 weeks, there might be one race because
Well,
like I said back in the
Atlanta
day,
clinched in fucking June.
right?
Really?
Yeah,
Not officially, but
and Orioles and Tampa ran away on the AL East. It was a bit of a race there, but what's the point, like and I think back to the year that when it was still just the 4 divisions, and this is when the Braves were in the NL West.
NL West, not that long ago,
Yeah,
1993, I think they finally left.
and they, and
Because
they missed
94 was a strike year. I think 95 they went over to the NL East, I think, in that area.
yeah,
That was the first year wild card.
yeah, but they missed a playoff because of and they had I want to say a 97 or 100 win season, and they missed the playoffs there because they're one game behind San Fran, or it was the opposite, whatever it was.
It doesn't much matter. Yeah,
it doesn't much matter, but there was teams with 98 100 win seasons missing the playoffs, and I don't think that's fair because 100 win season ain't that
you should
easy.
be rewarded for 100 wins, not 83, but 100 wins.
Yeah, because there's some teams that shouldn't be in the playoffs.
What year was it?
Now
2000, and the Cardinals won with 80. They won the World Series. What year was that? 11, 12?
with Jeff Francoeur, was that his name, or no? That he was a Brave, but there was there was a Brave that lit the world on fire, and he was a rookie and stuff like that.
Andrew Jones.
No, Andrew Jones was a Brave.
You just said the Braves.
No,
you
sorry,
said the Cardinals.
You said the Cardinals.
Then you said Braves. Oh, it doesn't work.
Oh, okay, it doesn't matter.
Oh
no, because I said Jeff Francoeur, and he was a Brave. There was someone he was like World Series or NL or NLCS MVP. I can't remember. I'll look it up.
Is the Ronald Acuna Jr. 40-70 season kind of just not? Why isn't that talked about more? Honestly, it's unbelievable in the stats of baseball.
I think
unprecedented.
I think it's because we just don't talk about baseball anymore, and we're about highlights, not a season's accomplishment. That's honestly what I think, because
that's why I asked you.
Yeah. the way we consume our sports right now, like especially us where we are, right? It's Jays. Like most of our friends and people you talk to are Jays fans. They want to talk about the Jays and stuff like that. And they do know about Acuna and his accomplishments this year. But we don't all watch Sports Center every night anymore. Everybody's finding their own highlights and doing it. Where and that's
I remember
why
when
there's no.
was it 88 when Canseco went 40-40 and the Dodgers beat the A's in the World Series, and I remember it vividly when every time Canseco was coming to bat, they were 40-40 guy, 40-40 guy, blah blah blah. And now we know why he went 40-40. He probably couldn't hit fucking 120 in the fucking California Penal League right now, but without the juice and everything else. But I remember that vividly. But you also had newspapers were covering a lot more, so you didn't have the algorithms and everything else. Won't get into all that, but the coverage of sports kind of loses its luster when guys are chasing these records, because unless you follow it, you don't see it, right?
Yeah.
And that's a shame, because like this 40-70, that's unbelievable. Like you would never thought that would ever happen in 1988, ever.
Right, because 40-40 was such.
That was it.
That was it. And
like I remember Howard Johnson went 30-30 in 87, right? Or 86, whatever.
Yeah, he was there, and Eric.
He was the first 30-30 guy. Eric Davis was right there, and
was
those cats.
Yeah.
But
then to do like 40-70 is gross. Like that's. Ricky was never hitting 40 in a year. Like he didn't even come close.
Yeah, but he was busy stealing 212.
Yeah, so if there was a 128 club, then he had that one. He's the only member there. But to be that powerful and to be that quick, it's something crazy. And I've read more than one person too that they think Mookie Betts is going to get the NL MVP too.
No.
Because when I'm just saying, I don't know because I didn't watch enough, but like Mookie Betts put together just as a complete offensive season and had to play 4 or 5 different positions, and he carried his team more than
Mookie's
Acuna.
a better player, but Acuna had a better season.
I'm just saying what I read. We'll find out. And the same person hates hates Blake Snell. So
well, I don't think anyone likes Blake Snell. I don't think Blake Snell's parents like Blake Snell. He's an idiot. The way he talks and everything else, fuck, he's an idiot.
Yeah, like the Padres are a team like I kind of didn't mind back in the day. They're more the lovable loser kind of thing now. And now that they're trying to win and just have a bunch of fucking assholes on their team.
80. Yeah,
there you go. It's everybody
bunch
wants to talk about the Mets. I got to guess the Padres payroll is right around there as well.
It was second, I think. I think it went Mets, Padres, Yankees. And all three of them are sitting there watching tomorrow. Unbelievable. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Well, let's go on tomorrow. Who's going to win the World Series?
I'm going to stick with the O's. I bought my hat and I'm going to wear it until they're out. So Aaron, if they fuck this up, it's all on you, Aaron.
101 wins. 110 losses 2 years ago to 101 wins this year.
That's remarkable. And no one's going to have more fun winning than those guys.
The fans, all of it. All of it.
Yeah. And then like the shit part is that their piece of shit owner is going to raise season ticket prices and try and still not sign anybody. Yeah. He's going to line his
pockets. All those guys under contract for $750,000 a year.
But there you go, man. Like as a fan, there has to be nothing better than having a bunch of young kids getting out there and surprising everybody and
I want the Jays to go far because it keeps people engaged in Canada, but I hope they don't win. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
I like when people are engaged because then I can talk baseball and everything else. I'm a baseball dork, but I don't want them to win because Jays fans are insufferable. Like fuck yeah, you won. Yeah,
they are a lot of work. Like Buck Martinez, he's like you just said, he's insufferable.
Get up, ball, get up! Like it's one of those.
Let's go and hit, baby. How about them Blue Jays?
The Blue Jays, anyways.
You just listened to
1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Let's get into it.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media